CES 2022 was expected to be the technology industry's first big hurrah post-pandemic. And while the Omicron variant made some of the largest companies and most of the press, including Gizmodo, back out of in-person attendance, there was still a lot to see. We haven't gotten to see these gadgets up close and personal yet, but despite the virtual reveals, we were still impressed with what's to come this year. Get ready for ambitious and powerful laptops, more impressive tips, and incredibly cool cars, plus some smaller, plainly useful gadgets that will make this weird world a little easier to navigate. But before moving on, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Future structures get more awesome videos like this. Let's get started. On number 1. The BMW X-Flow. With a trick that looks right out of a James Bond movie, German automaker Bmo's new electric X-Flow uses e-ink technology to completely change its color scheme from black to white and anywhere in between. It can also showcase complex patterns and designs. While the iX-Flow's color options are limited to the same grayscale gamut you'll find on your e-ink reader, the tech has benefits beyond the cosmetic. On a hot day, drivers could reduce the car's interior temperature by switching from black to a more reflective white option. On number 2. The TP-Link X200. Sure, mesh network routers are the new media darling when it comes to home internet. But have you considered a router that literally moves its antennae to give you the best signal? Looking like a gadget from a Christopher Nolan film, all 4 of the antenna on TP-Link's new X200 router move based on whichever position offers users the best signal. It's a great idea in theory, and we're eager to test its real-world performance. The X200 is packing some serious networking heat, too. It's tri-band supporting 5 GHz, 2.4 GHz, and 6 GHz, and can be dropped into a compatible mesh network. It also features Wi-Fi 6x, the newest Wi-Fi Alliance standard, meaning the X200 Omni can boost speeds and reduce latency for supported devices. On number 3. Sony PlayStation -2. This CES, Sony is reviving a cult favorite among gamers. The PlayStation VR platform. Built for the PlayStation 5, Sony's new PlayStation V2 headset and Sense controller will take advantage of the new console's processing power to provide a more high-resolution experience compared to the previous model. The new headset is full of high-end features, like a 4 kAh OLED HDR display and eye tracking for improved realism. Sony's new Sense VR controllers, meanwhile, offer more tracking fidelity without needing a camera pointed at gamers, similar to the controllers found on Facebook's Oculus Quest 2 VR headset, though Sony says the PlayStation -2 will require a cable. On number 4. Samsung Odyssey Arc. It goes without saying that over the past 2 years, the humble computer monitor has gained a new appreciation in many people's eyes. It's what makes working from home comfortable and productive. It allows us to play games from either our preferred consoles or a high-powered PC. It's often the centerpiece of a home office setup, so it's no surprise that a monitor is what captured our attention at CES the most this year. Samsung's Odyssey Arc is not just any monitor, though. It's the combination of a number of trends in one package unlike any we've ever seen before. For starters, it's huge. 55 inches screens may be commonplace on us, but they are still rare for monitors. Second, its high-res, its 4 kAh resolution is enough for sharp text at reasonable distances and highly detailed imagery. And perhaps most importantly, it's aggressively curved, wrapping the screen around, or, if you use it in the portrait orientation, above you. It's not Samsung's first curved monitor. We've already seen multiple generations of the Odyssey G9 and its wraparound view, but it is the largest, by a significant margin. The 16:9 aspect ratio makes it less ultra-wide and more ultra-large compared to monitors like the G9. Samsung's demos of it in portrait orientation show it arsing above the viewer's head, reminding me of how a Tesla's windshield extends far beyond your line of sight. On number 5. Asus ZenBook 17 Fold OLED. We don't know what led Asus to build an oversized foldable PC, but the bonkers ZenBook 17 Fold OLED is arguably the most memorable device we saw at CES 2022. The world's first foldable PC with a 17-inch display, and maybe the last, the ZenBook is essentially a gigantic convertible tablet that can fold in half when you need to slip it into a bag. Besides portability, the benefit of using a folding display is that it allows for various modes. You can fold one panel 90 degrees and use the tablet as a traditional laptop with either the on-screen keyboard or an included detachable one. Or you can open the screen flat and use the kickstand and on the back to prop the tablet upright when you're watching movies on its 17.3-inch, 2.5K 2560 x 1920 OLED touch screen. Included Screen Expert 2 software helps with moving windows around as you move from one mode to the next. This probably won't end up being one of the best products announced at CES, but it sure is one of the most far out. And yes, nobody asked for this, but that's precisely why it landed on this list. Because if the ZenBook 17 Fold OLED proves anything, it's that Asus doesn't give any fucks, something we can all relate to 2 years into a global pandemic. On number 6. NVIDIA RTX 3050 graphics card. NVIDIA, the chipmaker whose cards power everything from gaming consoles to self-driving cars, used CES 2022 to introduce the next iteration of its consumer-friendly graphics cards. The RTX 3050, relatively affordable at $249, fill a major gap in NVIDIA's lineup and makes cutting-edge graphics technology like ray tracing more accessible to those who can't fork over more than twice that amount for top-of-the-line cards. These cheaper cards should also help gamers and PC builders actually find stock in an era when graphics cards keep getting snatched up by cryptocurrency miners who use them to get valuable digital coins like Bitcoin and Ether. On number 7. Robot Shelf. Normally, CES is awash with robot concepts, from dogs to bipedal humanoid vapor, which weird little balls with cameras attached. This year, with so few people attending, there's less reason for companies to trot out their ideas for robots. Instead, there was just one robot that stood out, and though it is not shipping anytime soon, it's so simple and practical it has a better shot at becoming real than most of the concepts we see at CES. It's called the Labrador Retriever, and it's simply a shelf on wheels that's able to navigate around your house. It moves a little slowly, it doesn't have lidar, but it can open a fridge and get you a beer, though only if you've added motors to the fridge door and put the beer on an accessible shelf. It does all this using off-the-shelf technology to solve a real problem, helping people with limited mobility move stuff around their house. On number 8. Anker Nebula Cosmos Laser 4 kA projector. For around $2,000, you can get yourself a 65 inches OLED 4 kA TV that will look absolutely beautiful mounted to a wall. But if after 2 years of avoiding crowded spaces like movie theaters you're finally ready to bring that experience home, for $2,000 you can also opt for Anker's new Nebula Cosmos Laser 4 kA projector, which puts everything you need for a grandiose movie night experience in a portable package with its own convenient carrying handle. With 2,400 dancey lumens of brightness, the Nebula Cosmos may struggle with brightness and contrast when used indoors on a bright sunny day. With the curtains wide open, an OLED will perform much better in those conditions. But even in a moderately dark space, it will easily project a massive 150-inch image on a screen or wall, letting you really see every last detail of a 4 kA image. For easy setup, the Nebula Cosmos both focuses all by itself and makes sure the projected image is perfectly square and level, while a pair of side-firing 30-watt speakers should easily fill a room or a backyard with satisfying sound. It even runs Android TV, providing access to hundreds of streaming services, games, and media players. All you need to provide is wireless internet. Andrulis Yuski. And that's about it for the best product of CES 2022. All of them are best and were carefully reviewed before them being listed in our video. We hope you liked this video. Make sure to leave down your comments to let us know what you think about these. And as always, thanks for watching.